Here's an update for the 3rd of April in the Iran war. There was a major shoot down by the Iranian air defenses, which engaged and shot down a F-15 fighter jet, F-15E fighter jet of the U.S. Air Force in the north of the country near Tehran yesterday. Following that, there has been a major search and rescue operation carried out by the U.S. Air Force over the skies of Iran to find the two pilots. It is reported that one pilot was found, however, the other one is still nowhere to be found and is probably in a rural area in Iran, if not captured by the IRGC or other militias. Now, during the search and rescue operation, it was also reported that a A-10 Warthog plane was shot down by the Iranians, which marks a significant development given that this is a different type of plane, and although it's old, it is a very armored plane and thick plane, which is not supposed to be shot down easily. So it means a major hit was landed on this airplane. Also, a Black Hawk helicopter was down, but the fate of the pilot is not known. However, we know that, or it was reported, that the equipment, the pilots of the A-10 Warthog were landed in safety and were returned to U.S. bases by the Marines, it seems, by the Navy. Other than that, there was a fire that happened after an Iranian drone and missile attack on Mina al-Ahmadi oil refinery, which is located in Kuwait, and it is still on fire 24 hours after the impact. This is an upper mid-tier type refinery, since it has a capacity of 346,000 barrels per day, making it the second largest refinery in the country after the Al Zour refinery. So a significant weakening of Kuwait and the Gulf states. Furthering, another important development was the bombardment of the Al Tawila aluminium production site located near Abu Dhabi in the United Arab Emirates. The Wall Street Journal reported that it was damaged, and it will take 1 year to restore operations on this plant, dealing a major blow to the aluminium industry and furthering the damage to the economies of the Gulf Cooperation Council countries inflicted by Iran. There were also some impacts recorded in Israel, one in the Be'er Sheva industrial zone, which is a city in southern Israel. There were also 15 instances of cluster warheads impacting Tel Aviv and other cities in the Gush Dan in the central Israel area, such as Ramat Gan. No people were killed, just a few light injuries were reported, but still, the bombing of Israel continues in one way or the other, and Israel cannot avoid it. Its air defenses are impotent, or at least they keep letting through more and more Iranian missiles as the war goes on, and Iran has to fire less and less missiles, thus depleting their missile arsenal in a fashion that is not so extreme as it would have been earlier at the beginning of the war, or during the 12-day war, when massive 100 missile salvos were fired regularly. Another important development is that the IDF reported that they cannot reach the disarmament of Hezbollah, contrary to what their primary objectives were. They now said that the Lebanese government is the only entity that could do such a thing, given that it has sovereignty over Lebanese territory, but we know that that is not true, and that Hezbollah is its autonomous group, and disarmament will be a futile operation if attempted by Lebanon. Now, to finish up, we have another very interesting development, which regards another helicopter. This time it's CH-47 Chinook, which was struck by Iran while stationed in Kuwait. and it was a U.S. helicopter, and it marks another um, piece of equipment which was heavily damaged and also destroyed in this time by Iran. So yeah, this was my news cycle today. I hope to hear from you and give some feedback in the comments.